The world believes what it sees before it believes what is true. So show them strength. The way. If you act small, the world will keep you small. If you act like the best, the world will treat you like the best. Men are so simple and so much creatures of habit that he who seeks to deceive will always find someone who will allow himself to be deceived. Acting with unshakable confidence shapes how the world sees and treats you. People do not just respond to what you say, they respond to how you say it, to the way you carry yourself, to the energy you project. Confidence is not just an internal feeling. It is a signal, and everyone around you is constantly reading it, whether they know it or not. Walk into a room with hesitation, with your shoulders hunched, with uncertainty on your face, and you announce to the world that you are unsure of yourself. People immediately decide you are someone to overlook, someone who does not need to be taken serious. But walk into the same room with your head high, with calm and deliberate steps, with the expression of someone who already belongs, and the entire room adjusts to you. People make space for you. They lower their voices. They pay attention. This is the invisible power of confidence. It is not about arrogance or shouting to be heard. It is about projecting an energy that says, I am in control and I know what I am doing. This is why leaders can silence a room with a single look, why some people can speak softly and yet everyone leans in to listen. Their confidence is a gravitational field that pulls others into their orbit. Machiavelli understood this centuries ago. He warned that a leader who appears weak invites rebellion, while one who appears strong commands loyalty even from those who might secretly oppose him. People rarely follow the best idea. They follow the person who seems most certain. If you appear to doubt yourself, they doubt you too. If you appear unshakable, they will trust you even when you are improvising. Think of confidence as armor. It does not mean you will never be challenged, but it means when you are, people hesitate before striking because they sense you will not break. And when they do strike, your composure makes them question themselves. This is why confidence is more than a feeling. It is a strategy. It is how you train the world to treat you with respect. Every interaction is a negotiation of status, whether we admit it or not. If you act as though you are on equal ground or higher, others will treat you as such. If you act as though you are beneath them, they will believe it instantly. The human mind is quick to categorize, quick to decide who is worthy of attention and who is not. Your confidence writes that decision for them before they can even think. Confidence, then, is not something you wait to have. It is something you choose to show. You build it like a muscle. You act it out long before you feel it fully, and soon the world begins to reflect it back to you. People respond to you differently. Opportunities open, respect grows, and as the world changes how it treats you, your confidence becomes real. This is the loop that transforms you. Acting with unshakable confidence is not optional if you want influence. It is the foundation. Without it, everything you say is ignored. With it, even silence becomes powerful. Believing you are the best forces others to see you as a leader, not a follower. This belief is not a hollow chant or a surface-level affirmation you repeat in the mirror. It is a deep, unshakable conviction that reshapes how you carry yourself, how you speak, and how you respond to the world. People are constantly scanning for cues about who is in charge, who sets the tone, who has the authority to decide what happens next. The person who believes they are the best radiates an energy that answers that question before anyone can ask it. You become the reference point, the standard by which others measure themselves. And this subtle shift changes the entire dynamic of any room you walk into. When you truly believe you are the best, you stop asking for permission. You stop waiting for someone else to lead the way. You stop looking around to see who will take charge, because you already assume it will be you. This does not mean barking orders or trying to dominate people. It means you step into situations with an internal certainty that says, I am capable of leading. I am worthy of being listened to. People pick up on this certainty immediately. They see it in the way you hold yourself, the way you speak without rushing, the way you do not flinch under pressure, and because they sense it, they begin to defer to you. They look to you for decision. They follow your example without you ever having to demand it. Machiavelli knew this truth well when he wrote that fortune favors the bold. The world respects decisiveness. People are drawn to those who seem to know where they are going. When you act as if you are the best, you become a source of direction for others, a stabilizing presence that people naturally gravitate toward. Most people are looking for someone to follow, someone to model themselves after, someone who makes them feel secure in a chaotic world. Believing you are the best fills that role effortlessly, because you are no longer hesitating, no longer doubting, no longer apologizing for existing. This belief is powerful, because it does not just change how others see you, it changes how you see yourself. When you see yourself as the best, you refuse to accept mediocrity in your actions. You demand more from yourself, because you know leaders cannot afford to slack. You sharpen your skills, you discipline your mind, you hold yourself to higher standards, because you refuse to betray the image you have of yourself. This self-imposed standard becomes visible to others, and they respect it. They may not even understand why they respect you, but they feel it. They notice that you are not desperate for approval, that you are not scrambling for validation, and that independence makes them trust you more. There is a psychological effect at play here. People unconsciously take cues about what to think from how other people think about themselves. If you treat yourself as though you are inferior, people quickly agree. If you treat yourself as though you are exceptional, they begin to treat you that way too, even if they were unsure at first. Confidence is contagious. Self-belief is persuasive. Humans are wired to follow those who seem certain, because certainty suggests survival. The person who appears most confident seems most likely to lead the group to safety. This is primal, buried deep in our social instincts. Believing you are the best also protects you from manipulation. When you see yourself as a leader, you stop tolerating treatment that diminishes you. You are less likely to fall for flattery that tries to control you, or insults meant to break you down. You stop being reactive, because you no longer feel the need to prove yourself in every exchange. A leader does not waste time arguing with critics. They set the direction and keep moving forward. This composure strengthens your image even further, making you appear untouchable. It is important to understand that believing you are the best does not mean thinking others are worthless. True leaders elevate others by showing them what is possible. Your belief in yourself gives others permission to believe in themselves. People watch how you carry yourself and they rise to match your energy. When you act like the best version of yourself, you become an example of what confidence looks like. This inspires respect, not resentment. The difference between arrogance and leadership is that arrogance demands recognition, while leadership earns it through presence and consistency. If you hesitate to believe you are the best because you fear being wrong, remember that no one has perfect knowledge. Everyone is improvising. The people you admire most are not flawless. They simply trust themselves enough to act decisively and let the world catch up. The belief that you are the best is not about factual accuracy. It is about setting a frame. You are telling the world, I am not to be ignored. I am not to be dismissed. I am someone worth paying attention to. And the world listens, because you spoke with conviction. Think of the times in history when a single person's belief in themselves changed the course of events. Many great leaders were underestimated at first. What set them apart was not their background, their resources, or even their intelligence. It was their refusal to see themselves as anything less than worthy of commanding destiny. This inner decision to lead rather than follow turned them into the people others rallied behind. Believing you are the best is a decision you make every day. It is not a one-time affirmation. It is a constant choice to show up as someone who deserves to lead. You make this choice in how you speak, how you carry yourself, how you handle setbacks, how you respond when people doubt you, and each time you act from that belief, you reinforce it in your own mind, and in the minds of everyone watching you. The truth is, most people will never fully believe in themselves. They will play small, they will hide their potential, they will wait for permission until life passes them by. If you choose to be the one who believes, you will stand out immediately. You will not have to announce yourself as a leader. People will feel it. They will treat you as the one who sets the tone, who takes responsibility, who does not flinch when the moment demands action. Believing you are the best is how you break free from the herd. It is how you stop being just another face in the crowd and become the person others notice, respect, and follow. It is how you step into the role of the one who leads, rather than the one who waits. And once you take that position in your own mind, the world has no choice but to meet you there. True power comes from projecting strength, not asking for permission. This is one of the most misunderstood principles in life, and yet it is the one that separates those who influence the world from those who are endlessly influenced by it. Most people live in a state of waiting for someone to tell them they are ready, waiting for circumstances to be perfect, waiting for the right moment to act. They ask for permission, whether with words or with their behavior, as if someone else must approve of their existence before they can fully step into who they are. This is why they remain powerless. Power is not granted. Power is taken, not by force, but by presence. When you project strength, you communicate to the world that you do not need validation to move forward. You do not wait for consensus to make decisions. You do not need the comfort of being told it's okay to take up space. Instead, you claim your space with quiet certainty. This is not aggression. It is authority. There is a difference. Aggression shouts to be heard. Authority is calm because it knows it will be heard. When you project strength, people naturally adjust to you. They feel your confidence and take you seriously, without knowing exactly why. Machiavelli understood this well, when he warned that it is better to be feared than loved, if you cannot be both. What he meant was simple. Fear is a form of respect that does not depend on the mood of others, while love can be fickle. Strength commands consistent treatment. When people sense you are strong, they think twice before crossing you. They measure their words carefully. They treat you with a baseline of respect, because they know you will not tolerate being treated as anything less. When you ask for permission, however, you give away power. Every time you hesitate, every time you seek approval, every time you look around to see if others agree with what you are doing, you are silently telling the world that you are unsure of yourself, and the world will believe you. People will begin to treat you as someone who needs guidance, someone who is not capable of standing on their own. This is how you end up following when you were meant to lead. Projecting strength is a discipline. It is not just about appearing confident when things are going well. Anyone can do that. Real strength shows when there is chaos, when there is uncertainty, when others are panicking and looking for someone to take control. If you can remain composed in those moments, you become the anchor everyone else clings to. Your calm becomes their calm. Your certainty becomes their certainty. And suddenly, you are the one in control, not because you demanded it, but because your presence made you the natural choice. This is why true power is quiet. It does not need to announce itself. The loudest person in the room is rarely the most powerful. They are usually the most insecure. True strength is felt more than it is heard. It shows in the way you carry yourself, the way you make decisions without over-explaining them, the way you do not rush to defend yourself. When you project strength, you do not chase arguments, you let others waste their energy trying to provoke you, while you remain unshaken. This is how you establish dominance, without ever appearing desperate to do so. There is a reason people respect those who seem unbothered. It is not because they want to be ignored. It is because they recognize that composure is rare, and rare things are valuable. Most people are constantly reacting, constantly seeking reassurance, constantly looking outside themselves for direction. The person who projects strength becomes magnetic, because they are one of the few who seem in control of themselves. You must understand that projecting strength is not just for the benefit of others, it is for your own mind as well. When you carry yourself as strong, you start to feel strong. Your body language affects your thought. Standing tall, speaking clearly, holding eye contact. These are not just external signals, they reinforce your internal state. You begin to believe in your own capability, simply because you are acting it out. This creates a feedback loop. The stronger you project yourself to be, the stronger you feel, and the stronger you feel, the more powerfully others respond to you. Machiavelli wrote that fortune is like a woman, and she must be dominated if you wish to control her. This metaphor, though harsh, reflects a truth. Life does not hand itself over willingly to the timid. Life rewards those who assert themselves, those who take risks, those who project strength, even when they are afraid. Fear is natural, but it must never be visible. Fear invites attack. Strength, even if partly an illusion at first, deters it. When you stop asking for permission, you start acting on your own terms. You stop waiting to be chosen, and instead choose yourself. This is the essence of power, self-authorization. You stop explaining yourself to those who do not matter. You stop negotiating for the right to follow your own path. This does not mean ignoring wisdom or refusing advice. It means you make the final call. You become the authority over your own life. True power is not measured by how many people you can control, but by how little other people can control you. When you project strength, you become difficult to manipulate. Flattery no longer sways you. Criticism no longer shakes you. You move through the world with an inner compass, rather than being pulled in 1,000 directions by the opinions of others. This independence is threatening to some, which is why projecting strength will always attract resistance. But resistance is proof that you are no longer easily moved. Projecting strength is also the way you inspire others to rise. People follow those who make them feel safe, those who make them believe that chaos can be managed. Your strength gives them permission to be strong too. This is why great leaders are remembered, not because they asked for power, but because they embodied it so fully that others naturally trusted them to lead. The truth is, power is never something you wait to receive. If you wait, you will wait forever. You must step into it, act it out, live as though you already have it. The world may resist you at first, but eventually, it adjusts. The more consistently you project strength, the more natural it becomes, until people no longer question your position. They accept it, because you accepted it first. True power is not given, it is claimed, and the moment you stop asking for permission, the moment you stop explaining why you deserve to stand where you stand, you have already taken the first step toward becoming untouchable. Machiavelli's wisdom shows that perception is more powerful than reality. This is one of the most enduring truths about power, influence, and human behavior, and it is often the one that people resist the most. We are taught from a young age that truth is what matters, that reality will speak for itself, that merit alone will be rewarded. But life is not a courtroom. Life does not hand out justice on its own. Life is a stage, and on that stage, it is not enough to be good.
You must be seen as good. It is not enough to be strong. You must appear strong. People do not respond to what is real. They respond to what they perceive. And those who understand this have the ability to shape reality itself. Machiavelli wrote in The Prince that it is unnecessary for a ruler to be truly virtuous, but it is essential that he appear virtuous. This insight was not cynicism, it was clarity. He recognized that human beings make decisions based on appearances far more often than they do based on deep investigation of the truth. They do not have the time, the patience, or the interest to dig through the layers of reality. They rely on signals, symbols, and impressions. If you can control those impressions, you can control how others act toward you. This is why perception can outweigh reality, because reality only matters when it is known, but perception is what everyone sees right now. Think of how reputations work. Once you are seen as a certain type of person, competent, confident, dangerous, inspiring, that perception colors every future interaction. Even when reality contradicts it, people cling to the story they have already accepted. A leader who has built a reputation for being decisive can make a mistake and still be trusted, because people see the mistake as an exception, not a pattern. On the other hand, someone perceived as weak can make a brilliant decision and still be ignored, because no one expects brilliance from them. In this way, perception often becomes more powerful than reality itself. This is why projecting the right image is not vanity, it is strategy. To ignore perception is to hand your power to those who understand it better than you do. The world is full of people who may not be the smartest, the strongest, or the most skilled, but who command respect, simply because they know how to control how they are seen. They manage their image carefully. They choose their words with precision. They know how to appear confident, even when they are uncertain, and because of that, they are trusted with opportunities that others never receive. Machiavelli would argue that it is better to be perceived as capable than to actually be capable but invisible. The capable but invisible man remains unknown, unchosen, overlooked. The one who appears capable gains trust, influence, and authority, and with those things, he can acquire real capability over time. This is why perception is a lever. It moves reality. If you act as if you are important, as if you are competent, as if you are powerful, people will treat you as such, and that treatment will create opportunities that make those appearances come true. Consider how armies and leaders throughout history have used perception to win battles before they even began. A king who appears weak invites invasion. A general who projects fearlessness can demoralize an enemy force without drawing a sword. In politics, business, and everyday life, the same principle applies. People are influenced, not by what is absolutely true, but by what they believe to be true. The person who understands this, and acts on it, can win even when the odds seem against them, because they are not fighting reality, they are shaping belief. This does not mean that reality is meaningless, only that reality takes longer to reveal itself. Perception is immediate. It is the first impression, the instant judgment, the shortcut the human mind takes to decide whether to trust, follow, fear, or dismiss someone. If you lose the battle of perception, you often never get the chance to prove reality. This is why you must guard your image with the same seriousness that a warrior guards his weapon. If you allow people to see you as weak, uncertain, or inferior, you will have to work twice as hard to undo that perception, and sometimes it cannot be undone at all. Perception is powerful because it shapes how others behave toward you, and their behavior creates the environment in which your reality is lived out. If people see you as a leader, they will treat you as one, listen to you, support you, and defer to your judgment. That support makes it easier for you to act as a leader, which reinforces the perception further. If people see you as a follower, they will talk over you, doubt you, and assign you less important role. You may know you are capable of more, but their treatment limits your opportunities, and eventually your reality shrinks to match their view of you. Machiavelli's brilliance was in showing that appearances could be controlled, manipulated, even weaponized. A prince, he said, must seem merciful, faithful, humane, and religious, even if he is not always those things, because the appearance of virtue keeps the people calm and loyal. This is not hypocrisy, it is understanding that power depends on trust, and trust depends on perception. If the public sees a leader as dishonest, even unjustly, their rebellion is real. Perception has consequences that reality alone cannot stop. In your own life, this means curating how you are seen. It means being intentional about what you project, not as a form of deception, but as a way of telling the world the story you want them to believe. People are going to form judgments no matter what. You might as well guide them toward the judgment that empowers you. This does not mean living a lie. In fact, the strongest position you can hold is when your perception and your reality align. But until they do, perception can be used as the bridge. When you understand that perception is more powerful than reality, you stop being careless about how you present yourself. You stop undermining yourself with hesitation, self-deprecation, and mixed signal. You begin to speak with conviction, to move with purpose, to embody the qualities you want others to believe you have. And once they believe it, their treatment of you changes, which changes the opportunities available to you, which eventually makes the perception true. The world does not reward the most deserving, it rewards the most convincing. Those who master perception, master the game. They are the ones who rise while others are still arguing about what is fair. Perception bends reality, because it dictates action, and action creates results. If you want to shape your destiny, you must learn to shape how you are seen. That is where real power begins. And so it all comes down to this: the world will treat you the way you teach it to treat you. If you act with unshakable confidence, if you believe you are the best, if you project strength without asking for permission, and if you master how you are perceived, you become the one who shapes the game instead of being shaped by it. This is what Machiavelli understood, that power does not belong to those who wait, it belongs to those who claim it. Life will never hand you the crown, but if you carry yourself like a king, the world will begin to bow without knowing why. Do not wait for the perfect moment. Do not wait to feel ready. Do not wait for approval. Step into the role as if it was always yours. Speak as though your words matter. Move as though you cannot be ignored. Live as though no one is above you. If you do this long enough, your actions will become your reality, and the world will have no choice but to recognize it. The truth is, you are only as powerful as you allow yourself to be. Decide now to act as if you are the best, as if no one is better than you, not to impress, not to boast, but because you refuse to play small in a world that rewards those who dare to take up space. Become the person others look to for direction, the one who cannot be shaken, the one who carries themselves with quiet, undeniable authority. When you do this, you stop chasing power, and start becoming